It is May, and for May we are doing this mindfulness task. So welcome to your second Monday of this challenge, this little kind of exploration of mindfulness. And so for this chat, or I guess like this meditation, we're really going to be focusing on a specific sense. And we probably do this with a different sense and like a slightly different exploration later on in the month. But I love working with the senses. So our sight, our smell, our taste, our touch, because we pretty much always have it. And now, naturally, there are extenuating circumstances, and not everyone always has access to all of their senses. But for a lot of us, we have our senses with us all the time. We are working with them, we have them available. And I fully believe that having a large toolbox with lots of different tools inside of it is really important. So what I mean by that is there is no one recipe, there is no one practice that is going to work for everyone, whether it be mindfulness, wellness, yoga, health, whatever it is, there's no one thing for everyone. And so I think it's really important to take your time and explore different practices, things that you like, things that help you feel good, and start to make a collection, make a list, fill your toolbox with all these different tools. Some tools you may have saved for kind of those bigger days. They may require more materials. They may ask you to go somewhere. They may just have a little bit higher requirements, and those are totally valuable practices. However, my hope for this month is to give you things that are easy to access and available to you most of the time. And so when we're working with our senses, we have these things, like I said, available to us, because most often the tools that we're going to use consistently, frequently are going to be those tools that are on the top of the box, the tools that are easily accessible. And so the more tools you have, the more practice you have to kind of meet you wherever you are that day. Because not only is there not one size fits all for anything for everyone, but there's not one size fits all for you. You're going to feel different day to day, minute to minute, hour to hour. And I want you to hopefully have some practices for all of those different yous. Again, I really encourage you to make a list. As things start to settle in the body, if you do an exploration that feels really good, write it down. Create this list. It's like a reference list. It's a resource list for you, about you, and tailored to your needs, your wants, your feel-goods. Awesome. So getting into this meditation or this kind of mindfulness exploration, for today, grab a pen. It can be any pen, but I think a pen works well for this, and this is how I was taught this exercise. So once you have your pen, find a comfortable seat. You can even lie down if you'd like. As you're feeling ready, allow the eyes to close or find a soft gaze. Really just something that allows you to break away or kind of drop away from your external environment. And taking a few rounds of breath just to settle in, making sure that you do have your pen in one hand. Giving yourself permission as always to explore your wiggles, your movement, any adjustments you may want or need to help yourself feel as supported and as comfortable as possible are totally encouraged. And if at any point you need to switch position, go for it. With your next exhale, just clear the body out. Empty yourself of all the air as much as you can. Take a big breath in through the nose. And give a nice sigh as you exhale. Take a couple more like that, just breathing in through the nose and sighing it out through the mouth. Doing your best to relax, to settle in. And holding your pen in your dominant hand, it doesn't matter what direction it faces. You don't really need to be able to see it or see anything. Bring the tip of the pen just to the inside of your wrist, or right where your hand starts to meet your wrist. And then slowly, keeping their eyes closed or having that soft gaze, just start to lightly trace the pen up towards your thumb. Taking time and just feeling the sensation. And just continue this trace. So you'll go over the thumb, and slowly you'll go over the index finger, as if you were drawing and tracing your hand on a piece of paper. Kind of just the outside, the edges of the fingers, being sure to go as low as you can into that kind of V area in between each finger. Keeping your touch light, taking your time. And then once you get to the opposite side of your hand, so just at the bottom of the hand under the pinky, you can start to trace back in the opposite direction. So up towards the pinky, and then down each side of your fingers. Going slow, and then feeling free to linger in any spot that feels really interesting. But just focusing all your attention on the sensation of this skin, of this part of your hand, of this contact. And you can let the pen start to wander, so maybe you move up the palm, kind of intuitively tracing the lines of your hand. Breathing deeply, but the breath is not the focus here. This physical sensation, this touch, this delicate connection between your skin and this random object is where we're focusing. And as you continue to trace lightly different parts of your hand, notice if anything else begins to come up. Do you feel warmth in any other part of the body, prickles, tingles anywhere else? How does your throat feel? How does your heart feel? Does your mind bring in any thoughts, any feelings? Can you acknowledge them for a moment and then let them go? Bring your attention back to the contact you're making between hand and pen. Good. And then slowly finishing the last kind of line you're tracing, the last area you're on. And putting the pen to the side, keeping the eyes closed. And just becoming aware of your hand, how it feels now without the contact. If you feel any more aware of your hand, if you still feel maybe some of those tingles or some kind of leftover sensations. Continuing to breathe, and again, keeping that energy focused on the hand, on the skin, on the sensations kind of dancing around the edges of your hand. Letting both hands come to rest. Checking back in with your body, and again, just seeing if you are feeling anything anywhere else, any sensations or warmth. Not just what you're feeling, but where in the body you're feeling these things. Good, and with your next exhale, clear the body out completely. Big breath in through the nose. Keep the lips sealed, and as you exhale, give a little hum. Good, 2 more like that. Inhale through the nose. Exhale with a hum. Last one, breathe in. Exhale, nice big hum. And slowly you can begin to blink the eyes open. Reorient yourself to your space. And on an inhale, reach the arms overhead. Press the palms together at the top. And as you exhale, slide the hands down to heart center. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me, having this little practice, this mindfulness exploration. I hope that you found something interesting in this practice. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Let me know your experience. But until then, take a moment, thank yourself for trying something new, a moment to thank your body for being wonderful. As always, I encourage you to find as many moments as you can to be in awe of yourself today. Thank you all so much for sharing this time with me again, and I will see you next time we're together. Have a good one.